So Luis Ortiz has officially ruled himself out of a fight with Anthony Joshua on June the 1st. He won't be replacing Big Baby Jerome Miller. The statement they put out on Instagram goes like this. It's a no-go for June 1. Sorry guys, we were told to stay as quiet as possible and play possum until a fight had been made, because every time someone called Luis out, it would be a gimmick to promote themselves, but it still didn't work. We just received news from promoter that it's a no-go and it was all a gimmick. Hearn's lowball offers will not be accepted and no contract even ever got sent. So sorry to all the loyal fans. Luis really wanted this title shot. So this statement's a bit all over the place, and I'll kind of excuse it to an extent, because you can tell whoever wrote it, and I believe it's his manager Jay Jimenez, English isn't his first language. You can tell because there's not a fucking single full stop in all of this. But it contradicts itself too much, in my opinion. So he talks about a contract never being sent, but at the same time he mentions that there were made lowball offers. Now, why would you send a contract if, when you're negotiating, the other party's not accepting the money that's being offered, right? So if I'm negotiating with someone and we're not agreeing on the price, why would I, even though we haven't agreed on the price, why would I send a contract? What would the contract say? What's the main thing in a contract? It's what the fucking purse is. Right, so let's just ignore that because English isn't his first language. The lowball offer. What is a lowball offer? We're talking about a fighter whose highest ever payday has been $500,000 to fight Deontay Wilder. We know there's a budget in place that Jerome Miller was going to make. I don't know what he's going to make, but let's just say between $5 million and $10 million, somewhere in that region. Now, if your highest ever payday is $500,000, I can comfortably assume, and I'd say I'm right in this assumption, that if an actual offer was made, it was at least quadruple your highest ever payday. It was at least $2 million. So then you can't say Luis really wanted this title shot and then say it was a lowball offer, even though the offer is 4 times more you've ever earned in a single fight. Now, if you turn around and said, we've been offered a fraction of what Jerome Miller was going to make, and we believe we're a better fighter than Jerome Miller and a tougher test, so we deserve at least what Jerome Miller was going to make, then that makes sense. Then I'd be on your side. I'd agree with you. Well, if this money's already there, if the budget's already there, why the fuck are you trying to give Luis Ortiz a fraction of it? Give him the purse that Jerome Miller was going to make. We all know, people that follow boxing, we all know that Luis Ortiz is a tougher test for Anthony Joshua from a boxing standpoint. This term lowball offer has become synonymous with Anthony Joshua. It's the go-to excuse for opponents or potential opponents whenever they enter into a dialogue or negotiation with Anthony Joshua. Oh, it's a lowball offer. It's a lowball offer. But these lowball offers are always way more money than you've ever earned in a single fight. Joshua's become a victim of his own success to an extent because no one looks at him as a world champion. They just look at him as the fucking cash cow. Like Conor McGregor said, baby, break out the red panties. We've made it. And that's what they look at Anthony Joshua as. They don't give a fuck that he's got 3 different world championships. By beating him, he become the consensus best heavyweight in the world. They don't give a flying fuck. And the sad thing is, just in this instance, or whoever replaces Jerome Miller, even if you lose the fight, you've got a built-in excuse. I didn't have a full fight camp. I wasn't in training. I wasn't ready. I'm a warrior, so I took the fight. But I know if I have a full training camp, next time I fight him, I'll knock him out. You've got a built-in excuse if you lose. Plus, you make a career high payday. I can't see the downside in this. I can't. Then you see tweets like this from our friend Mike Coppinger, who works for the PBC. He works for Fox and he covers PBC fights and coverage, etc. for Fox. And he quote tweeted a boxing scene article basically talking about the low ball offer and the statement that was put out. And his response is, no surprise, Luis Ortiz is with PBC and per sources has already been promised Deontay Wilder rematch in 2019. He needs to be fucking careful. Like, being promised a fight in boxing doesn't mean fucking shit. It don't mean fuck all. It's someone's word. And these promoters, advisors, whatever the fuck you want to call them, are shady as fuck. They'll promise you the world and give you fucking nothing. If that's what he's relying on, he needs to be careful. He really, really needs to be careful. But the thing about him being a PBC fighter, who knows? Maybe there's some sort of collusion going on where he's being told, don't take this fight with Joshua. Let's face it, DAZN is a rival to... DAZN and Matchroom are a rival to Al Heyman, PBC. Perhaps there's something going on there. I don't know. But for me, it would be nonsensical if you've got a fucking... you've got a genuine, legit opportunity to fight for 3 world championship belts, but you're going to say, nah, I'm not going to take that because there's a possibility that I can fight for 1 belt against Deontay Wilder later on down the line. And I'm saying this from a point of view of if you're a fighter that thinks you're going to win or you have a great chance of winning either fight. But if this tweet from Mike Coppinger is true, then perhaps Luis Ortiz is thinking, look, I fought Deontay Wilder previously. I had him hurt. I could have won that fight. If I do beat Deontay Wilder, I bring way more to the table if I get the opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua. Like, I think people in boxing know that Joshua is chasing that final belt down. He wants to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. That's his next goal. Perhaps Luis Ortiz's team are thinking, let's not take the fight with Joshua now. Let's take the fight with Wilder. Let's try and beat Wilder. And if we beat Wilder, then the fight with Joshua, we're going to be getting paid for that fight. Who knows? Maybe they're backing themselves in that sense. Maybe that's why they're not taking the fight. It's all fucking rumor and bullshit and speculation. Nobody knows the exact thing. I'm really interested to see what Eddie Hearn says, because I'd assume he's in America later on this week, because I think they've got a fight card there, DAZN and Matchroom. So I'd be interested to see what Eddie Hearn says, how he reacts to this statement. But for me as a fan, it's a shame because I wanted to see Luis Ortiz fight Joshua, and it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Put your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. What you make of this, quote unquote lowball, etc. Don't be scared to share this with a friend. Please hit the share button. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. I've really fucked this end bit up. I should be more concise in trying to get people to fucking subscribe and like and whatever, but I'm shit at it. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys next time.